This is one of those animes everyone should watch at least once in his or her lifetime. It follows the story of a boy named Thorfinn who grew up listening to the tales of a sailor who traveled far distances and discovered Vinland, a land where there was always greener and fertility, unlike the place where he was born, known as Iceland, where it is always cold. One of the things to love about this movie is the vast number of underlying themes discussed in it. It dives deep into issues like friendship, parenthood, and some dark problems as well. The plot also gets interesting as the political conditions are discussed, making it an anime well worth your time and deserving it a spot on the list. It follows the story of a young 17-year-old otaku, Hajime Nagumo, whose life is completely changed when he and his class fellows are transferred to a fantasy world to save all of mankind. His class fellows are skilled in both defense and offense. However, Hajime is quite unfortunate as he only possesses transmutation skills. He is also frequently made fun of because of his inferior abilities. As if being bullied wasn't enough, Hajime was also betrayed by one of his class fellows who plummed him into the bottom of an abyss. Together they begin their journey to help Hajime find his way back home. But you'll see how, as the story progresses, Hajime ends up becoming a foe not to be messed around with. The spotlight of the anime is Hajime himself, as his character is fascinating to watch because, to survive, he has no choice but to abandon his humanity. This unique aspect of the anime gives it a spot on the list. The next anime on our list is Rukudai Kishi no Cavalry, also known as the Chivalry of a Failed Knight. In the world of this anime, some humans possess the ability to form weapons with their souls. They are known as blazers. The anime follows the story of Ikikiro Gani, who is a F-ranked blazer that accidentally sees Stella Vermilion completely naked. Infuriated by the event, Stella challenges Iki to a one-on-one duel. The stakes are high because the loser will become the slave of the winner, but somehow Iki manages to win the fight. This may seem like a typical harem anime on the surface, where the protagonist scores the girl in the beginning. Still, on the contrary, they actually start developing romantic feelings for each other and become closer to each other after the duel. In a typical romance show, the actual romance is left for later on in the series, making this a breath of fresh air. In the world of this anime, a tower summons specially selected people known as regulars and promise that their deepest desires will be fulfilled if they reach the top of the tower. The anime follows the story of a boy named 25th Ban, who has lived his entire life in a dark cave with no knowledge of the outside civilization. One day he meets a girl named Rachel, who befriends him and shows him the outside world. Rachel is actually one of the regulars and tells our protagonist that she must venture to the top of the tower. She was the first friend our protagonist had made, so he decided to follow her, despite not being a regular himself. Although the protagonist doesn't gain any superior power in the first season, there will undoubtedly be a surprise waiting for you in the second season. Initially, the story may not seem complicated. However, as more and more mystery of the tower is revealed throughout the anime, the more interesting the anime becomes.